If you want to restyle your content, go from 3D playblasts to final shots, from live action plates to stylized animation, or even just relight your scenes, you're at the right place. In this video, we'll focus on Mago V3, our model designed for controllable style transfer. When you select a V3 model, you have a choice between V3.4 and V3.3. They are very similar, except for some few differences that we're going to see in the advanced settings. The settings are split into three categories: basic settings, control nets, and advanced settings. In the basic tab, upload your reference frame. We also offer an integrated image-to-image workflow with top models like Nano Banana Pro so you can create your references directly in the tool. Your reference frame does not have to be the first frame from the shot. If your character appears later, simply select the most relevant frame and enter the frame number here. Next, you have the prompt and negative prompt. The prompt field should describe the final shot you want to achieve, including both the visual look and the action taking place in the scene. The auto prompt feature is here to help you prompt more efficiently. Going to the second tab, the control nets are really important because it lets you choose how you want AI to understand your video and thus affect the transformation you can achieve. Here are how control nets understand the same scene. The depth map is perfect to keep the 3D logic of your scene as it detects every layer. So you can, for example, relight your scene without affecting it. But if you want to change a character with a very different silhouette, then use pose to analyze the movement of the character without striking the exact same silhouette outlines. Depth and pose are the best for most use cases, and that's why you also have the possibility to use them together. The strength of the control net determines to what extent it will be used to recreate the scene. Values between 0.6 and 1.2 are great. If you use that and see line artifacts in your background, decrease its value. Face mesh is a great setting if you have close-up shots of a character talking. It focuses on eyes and mouth detection to reproduce the expressions. Finally, be aware that you can upload your own control net maps if you have a more efficient way to create them outside Mago. Just upload your control net map in a new project as the input video and check this option. You can preview the control net maps for the renders you have created. Just click here and you're going to have the view of the dead map used in this render. This is especially useful for understanding why a transformation might be failing. Now let's go with the advanced settings. First, adjust the quality settings starting with output size. Don't forget, our integrated creative upscaler lets you boost videos all the way up to 4K resolution. The steps define the sharpness and level of detail of your video. Between 8 and 10, you already get a solid result. If you want to generate faster when testing, enable interpolation and you can also lower the steps. Then you have the prompt strength. Keeping it between 1 and 3 is optimal in most cases. I'd recommend to increase it, especially if you have unwanted things in the renders, to leverage the negative prompt. Before talking about the next category, I'll directly go to the context setting below because the concept is important to understand. When you do a long render, your video is split and processed into smaller chunks, and the context size represents the number of frames for the chunk. You can currently go up to 200 frames with V3.3. To make the transition between chunks unnoticeable, play with the context overlap and don't forget to enable dynamic references, especially if your camera angle is changing, for example. Now, in other settings, think about shift like motion blur. Reduce its value if you want to keep more details. Low steps accelerator can be used in parallel of steps to get more details in your output. Once your settings are ready, select your frame range and generate your renders. Besides Mago V3, we've integrated Mago Style Transfer. It's especially strong with facial expressions and emotions. It works just like V3, but it's easier to use since it doesn't require control nets. If you want more explanation about other video models with their different use cases, check out the other videos on the channel.